keys to this exercise are to make sure that you're able to keep your feet together when you're landing. You want to make sure you have soft knees, and you want to try to start out slow, and then you can build up and increase speed as you go. Same thing with the lateral motion, making sure again the feet are together and you're kept even, and make sure you have soft knees. You can simply place a piece of tape on the floor or go over the lines in a sports field or even on a sidewalk using the split in between a slab of sidewalk. It's important to remember that when you do see these different compensations, we may be witnessing a leg dominance with the unevenness and also a leg dominance with the sound, but when we hear an excessively loud hop, that means that we're engaging in some quad dominant activities and not using the posterior chain to help absorb that force. Feet uneven. And now we're going to do audible difference in the feet. Next, we're going to begin with a little bit more dynamic activity with a box jump. Remembering the importance of the box jump is that we're focused on jumping up and softening the landing, as opposed to a plyometric box jump, jumping repetitively. Now, as you gain experience with this exercise, you can then complete the full box jump or plyometric box jump, or a plyometric jump, standing with no box, which we will also demonstrate today. So we'll make sure to look out for several key components of ACL risk in field tests with this simple box jump. Remembering, if you do not have a box jump, you can always use a step or even the bleachers in a gym as substitutes. Full jump. Reducing the impact by not having to let gravity bring you back down to the ground and letting the box absorb some of that force. The keys here we're looking for are a nice soft controlled landing. Especially in dealing with ACL prevention, we're looking for a good flexion at the hip and at the knee to help absorb that force through the body with your muscles, as opposed to your joints or your ligaments, which we will demonstrate also with some of our keys for screening for ACL prevention. There are some common components we want to see with a quality box jump. Knees, ankles, and hips staying in one line, a soft landing, feet landing together, and again, that quiet landing, which goes into what I described as soft. We may see an imbalance with an inability to keep the feet even, or take off and land together, or an inability to maintain proper posture with excessive trunk flexion. We're going to collapse of the knee. So not being able to maintain ankle, knee, and hip alignment, you may see that in one or both knees. So the first time we'll go with one, the second time we'll go with both. So here we have in one leg, valgus collapse. Again, and in both. Now we're going to demonstrate an imbalance in the feet. So we're going to see a difference in the depth at which we're able to flex, as well as the positioning. You may also see excessive trunk flexion or an inability to maintain proper posture and alignment. So we're going to demonstrate this as well. Leg or quad dominance expressed in a different way, which will be an audible difference in the landing. When you do a box jump, it should be a nice and soft landing. So it should sound like this. It shouldn't sound like this, or especially watch out for this.